Hello, hello. My name is Juho Pesonen, and I'm going to talk about digital marketing big picture in this video. This video is part of the Information Technology and Tourism Business course in the Tourism Marketing Management Master's Degree program at the University of Eastern Finland. So let's dive right into digital marketing. I'm going to build during this video a picture here that demonstrates all the big ideas and key concepts behind digital marketing. If you are unaware what digital marketing really is, especially in the field of tourism, I think this video is going to be really interesting for you. So how do we understand business is that every business needs customers, right? Without customers, there's no business. There's no way businesses can survive. When businesses start to create customers through marketing, relationships are born. In these relationships, a value is co-created by using the resources the customers and the business have. This results in economic activity. The big question is how these relationships are created and maintained in the digital age. Nowadays, marketing is moving more and more towards digital platforms, and most of the marketing is done online. Or offline marketing is also supported many times by online campaigns. From the business perspective, which is the main point of view in this video, the big question is how to acquire and maintain customer relationships. First, let's start with how to create these customer relationships. Where to start? Well, it all starts with the diagnosis. Diagnosis means that a business understands the marketplace so well that it can position itself and the products and services it is selling for the marketplace in a way that it has competitive advantage. Businesses have to define their mission, vision, values, and business strategy, as well as, of course, business models. Businesses have to also define customer personas, who are the people that we will be serving, and also refine all of these continuously based on data and market information that comes through marketing. So whenever this diagnosis part is finished, it's only one part of the process. It continues by continuously developing the business models and through market understanding. Then we can start building a funnel. Funnel is one of the digital marketing key concepts that everybody should understand. Funnel depicts the number of people. Funnel can be divided into many different phases based on where the customer is in the purchase process. First of all, in the left side of the funnel, we of course have all the people in the world. Then when businesses start to do marketing, some of the people in the world start building awareness. It's typically a very big portion of all the contacts that businesses have are aware of the business and whatever it is selling. We have customers who know the brand and brand logo and all of this, but are probably not interested in what the company has to offer. Some of the customers do get interested, which is the next phase in this process. Then again, when some of those who got interested in whatever you have to offer start to desire your product or service. And in the final phase of acquiring new customers, they take some kind of action. For example, whatever it is that you have defined as the goal of marketing, it might be just ordering a newsletter or downloading a brochure, but most preferably it should be, for example, buying something from your online store through e-commerce. Let's now think that this action part is actually your online store. You have an e-commerce store that is selling tourism activities or even hotel rooms or gift certificates, whatever you can sell online. This means that this part can actually be divided into even smaller portions. For example, when you think of your typical hotel reservation process, for example, in the first phase, you have to set the dates, then you have to choose a room, then you have to choose extra services, then you have to choose your payment method, and then in the final phase of your e-commerce store, you have to fill all your information and credit card details and press the purchase button. And that is when a purchase really happens. And as we can see from the shape of the funnel, each step of this funnel, you lose some amount of people, some amount of potential customers drop off in the every phase. And for example, in an e-commerce store, it is one of your most important jobs to make sure that as few people drop off as possible. This is called increasing the conversion. It's the conversion means the proportion of people who actually do what is that you want them to do. And how this conversion rate affects the funnel is that it actually makes the slopes a little bit better. So the better you are at converting people in different phases of their information and search and purchasing process, the bigger part of those finishes the tasks that you want them to finish. So you want to also focus a lot on your conversion. We want to get people to move through this funnel, and how that is typically done is through CTAs, or call to actions. So all the marketing you do should have some kind of call to action. Well, almost all marketing you do should have some kind of call to action at the end of them that takes the people to the next step in the purchasing process. And there are many different models. IDA is not the only one, but I kind of like it. You can also attract, nurture, convert, engage, and there are many others that depict this same phenomenon, but I like to use this IDA model for this purpose. And how you can also think about this IDA model is to compare it to traditional dating. When you are starting to date, you don't immediately, as the first thing, ask someone to marry you. You start building relationships slowly, and see where it takes you. And businesses and customers actually form very similar relationships than what human relationships are. The basic human elements that are connected to these relationships are very similar in both cases. Well, okay, let's say that you finally get someone to buy something even from your e-commerce store, or maybe they come and visit your store in a city, or whatever. You get them to buy something that you are selling. Then they start become then a person. So this is now we are talking about how to acquire new customers, and this is big focus on marketing. But actually, the process doesn't stop there. When you have finally acquired a customer, then it's time to start building a relationship. And this can be thought about. You can think about the people who are already your customers to belonging to different kind of groups. We have adopters, then we have, for example, loyalists and advocates. And then in the final phase, we have brand ambassadors. And this actually depicts the number of people. So the people who are aware of your product or service or brand or business on the left side of this funnel, there are a lot of those. All your marketing that you do creates awareness. But as you move through, as the customer moves through different steps, they get smaller and smaller portion of customers moving to the next step, meaning that brand ambassadors are actually a really small, typically a really small portion of your whole business. But this gets interesting when we start looking at the customer value and especially customer lifetime value for your business. Customer lifetime value, which is a really important measurement for understanding the value of relationship for your business. The bigger the, as we can see, for example, here when someone has purchased something from your e-commerce store, that is only the beginning of value creation for your business. Brand ambassadors typically are really valuable for any business. And this is also that marketing is not just about acquiring new customers, but also about understanding existing customers and nurturing these relationships with them. And different marketing methods and different marketing tools can be used for different phases of this process. For example, at the awareness stage, this is where you want to be in social media, for example. Social media is quite good at creating awareness. So is all paid advertisements, channels such as YouTube. All of these can be used for you to increase awareness, and through your advertisements, through your brand, through all your content that you are creating, getting them to the next phase of the relationship, meaning that they get interested in what you are selling and offering, what kind of value you are offering. And this is typically that when people come from paid advertisements, they go to your landing page. You can have many different landing pages, and you also should have many different landing pages. So if you are doing campaigns in different online channels, they can lead to different landing pages. And landing page is really important in raising interest in whatever you are selling. So if your advertisements are promising something and taking the people interested in those advertisements into a landing page, that is not very well connected to your advertisements, then the results will be bad. We are using such measurements as bounce rate, for example, to understand, is our campaigns working. Bounce rate, in its simplest form, measures how well people stay on your website when they come, or do they immediately leave. And you actually want them to not just view the landing page, but get to the next phase of the purchasing process. For example, product page. So your website can have product pages for many different products that your campaigns are trying to sell and promote, and you want them to continue from the landing pages into these product pages. And then when they are in product pages, they start desiring whatever is presented for them. And this means that you have to have different kind of content for all the phases of this process. Content that raises awareness is different from content that increases interest, which is then different from content that creates desire and fulfills the needs that the people have when they are searching for something to buy. This funnel is actually like the perfect world depiction. It's very rare that things happen in this ways, in this simple way. Customers can jump from different phases to another's. Sometimes your advertisements can be so good that people just immediately buy without looking any further details about the product, for example. But in tourism, this is quite a good model. Again, people like to compare a lot of different things, so they go back and forth between different websites and compare information and try to find reviews to increase their trust for their products and services and so on and so on. So at one moment they can be just aware, and then they move around this funnel a lot, but in the end, the process, especially from the content marketing perspective, should be built. And when you build this kind of process, it also increases the likelihood that people get through the process as they should be. And for example, another way to, of course, get attention is search engine marketing and search engine optimization, where people can get aware of what you are offering when they are searching for answers for their problems, for example, or then they are interested in buying certain kind of thing like hotel in Helsinki, and then they find your hotel in a search engine through search engine marketing, and they are already interested in what you have to offer, so they are immediately moved into the second phase of the funnel. Then, of course, influencer marketing is a big one, especially raising awareness of products and services you are selling, but also with, for example, promotion codes. The awareness and how it turns into action can actually be measured. And then affiliate marketing, meaning that someone does your marketing for a small portion of the sales, is also one way of promoting your products and getting actions in your e-commerce store. The main number, or one of the many important numbers, and numbers is actually what you need continuously to understand what is going on in this more in this funnel is customer acquisition costs. We are talking about CACs, and you should be aware of the people that are in your e-commerce store, that how much it costs you for you on average to acquire them. Whenever someone buys something from you and you understand your customer acquisition costs, you can compare if they are making profit for your business. You have to have metrics in place in every phase of this process to understand what is going on with your customers. We also have well, this has been mostly about the first phase of the process, how to acquire new customers. But then it's also very important to understand your existing customers, people who have purchased already your products. You have to have a customer relationship management system in place. There are many CRM systems available, but they are really good at collecting all the information available from the people you are providing services for. They can, for example, be based on leads. Lead is an important concept to get people from one phase of the process into another. So lead is basically a person who is interested in what you have to offer and has provided their contact details for you. And immediately when you collect a lead, for example, through your website, you can transfer that lead into your CRM system. And when you have a lead in a CRM system, you can start doing marketing that is aimed at them. And CRM systems always build understanding about this marketing. But let's understand. Let's look at more details into these existing customers. In the first step, we had adopters, which are just people who have purchased whatever you are selling. You have to get them to the next step in this relationship. You have to make them proud of their purchase. You have to enable them to share it, that whatever they have bought, and feature their purchase, welcome them to the tribe, actively engage with these adopters. And then, of course, loyalists. Is that people who continue buying your services. So they are adopters who are really satisfied with what you have to offer and how you maintain these customer relationships. They become loyal customers who, in best case, don't even think about other options when they are thinking of their next purchase decision. Then we have advocates, which are people who talk a lot about who vouch for you. They talk about your business and what you have to offer. You have to identify these advocates and reward them. You have to understand what is important for them and also to make them feel that they are valued by your business, make them feel that they are VIP customers. And then when you nurture them even more, they become the brand ambassadors. Meaning that they are the first in line to fight for your business. You have to identify these brand ambassadors. If you don't know who your brand ambassadors are, or even if you have them or not, then you are in big trouble. You have to identify them and reward them in a unique and personal way. You have to understand who they are, what they want, why they are your brand ambassadors, and keep actively maintaining relationships with them, because these are your most valuable customers. Then also, if you want to improve your conversion, you need knowledge. So if you want to widen your funnel, you want more people to buy from your store, you want more people to move along the existing customer database from adopters into brand ambassadors, you have to try out different things. For example, A/B testing means that you try out different versions of your website, send half of the people to your new website that has, for example, different picture, different um, uh, description of the product, and send 50% to the old page and see if there is better results obtained with the new page. If it works better, then you can increase your conversion. I cannot stress enough how important it is to collect information and data at every phase of this process. You have to understand who are your customers, because your new customers are also very similar to them. You need to understand why they bought your service. When you understand the why, then that provides you a lot of information for your marketing. You should already have answered this why question in your diagnosis phase, because all your marketing is built upon that. You also have to actively give them reasons to buy again, visit again, and become loyal customers. On top of all this is, of course, branding. Branding is basically everything a company does is connected to branding. It's and everything consumers perceive is changing the conversion of this whole funnel. So branding is a big thing that is really good at both acquiring new customers as well as improving the relationships with existing ones. And then again, the final thing in this model that you need to understand is the return on investments, return on marketing investments in this whole big picture. Marketing should always be an investment, and your numbers should be able to tell you if you are doing marketing well or not. Marketing should bring more money than it takes, especially in the long run, and only by research and analytics you can understand all this. When you understand that marketing provides more new customers, marketing nurtures existing customers into more profitable relationships, then it's easier for you to invest money in marketing. If you cannot find and understand how marketing creates value for your business, you need to focus more and invest more in analytics and research to understand where does the money go and what kind of results you get from that. But understanding this framework, understanding this model, provides you all the opportunities to build your digital marketing in a profitable way. Hope you find this useful, and happy to hear your comments. Bye.